And outside so that I can, cats are all over the fence, so that I can hopefully catch this guy pulling in with the X9. There is the 780 in the backyard back there, and all the duals are off and she's ready to go. So that guy should be here any second and I'll get some footage for you guys. There she is. I don't want to film too much before this guy sees it. Oh, she big. First impressions, she's big. That thing. She's huge. I think they're gonna come this way because they gotta go get to that 780 to go pick it up and put it on that trailer, so we'll probably park it. Well, actually, you might park it in the barn. Pain. I'm like trying to keep all the cats away from the 780 that they're about to take, and that is a full-time job. I didn't realize how annoying they would be. Cats and combines, man, they just love to get into equipment, and it's so frustrating because I've already lost a couple of cats to that, and I think I got a good head count on all of them, so I think we're good. But man, I stress out about that because our cats are super spoiled. So they're not just regular barn cats. They all have names, and I know all of their personalities and everything, and I'm way too attached to them. But I will definitely in the future make a video introducing all of them. I've made a TikTok on it all months and months ago, but I need to make an updated one because that's like the funnest thing that I can ever make a video about. I'm not gonna lie. Time to say goodbye. And apparently the cats think it's time to say goodbye too, because they're just all up in our business here. Riding off into the sunset, literally. We got it in here.
It's a combine.
Gotta have the dad stance.
She's a
beaut.
She's a beaut, Clark.
She ain't going nowhere.
Whatever they say.
Yep.
Yep. Looks good.
All I know is harvest is still gonna be on time.
We demoed that one. That's my extent of knowledge on an X9. I don't know much
Not
more
the
about it than
1100, but
No, not an 1100. Yeah. So this is a 2021 X9 1100. I need to look, but I think it has 320 separator hours. So pretty low, especially for us. That's pretty low. Other than that, we'll know more hopefully tomorrow. I think we have one circle that's, I'm definitely not gonna say it's dry because I'm honestly hoping it's a little bit wet, but it's in a real bad low area. It's just, a lot of the field is a low spot. And of course it hasn't rained all summer. And there's like an 80% chance of rain Sunday. We're supposed to get 1 to 2 inches, which isn't a big deal. We're so dry, everything's gonna soak that up so fast. But in that one field, with all those low areas, it's just gonna turn it into a lake.
kind of scary.
And it would be another week before we'd get in there. So if it's anywhere close,
Oh my God.
if it's anywhere close, we're gonna go take it. And not to mention, that'd be nice to get a little ahead and just get us familiar with this. Obviously, we demoed the 1000 this summer, but that was in wheat. This is obviously gonna be in corn. It'll be a big learning curve.
Okay, am I doing a John Deere? Not allowed.
Honkus. We don't really have a name for this one. It's a lot of different things.
All of our cats have 47 names. And some of them are good and some of them aren't very good.
Yeah, we'll go over it tomorrow, get the duals put on, we'll look it over, grease it, check settings, make sure it has round bars in it because they didn't give us any concaves. So we're gonna cross our fingers that it's round bars in there, not small wires. Which we asked, and it's round bars. It does have an integrated receiver, which is pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about that. One less receiver we have to move all around.
That's not for you. Guys, we got another weird field today. Zach will explain that here in a minute, I'm sure, because every time I explain something, it's very long-winded, doesn't make any sense. Hey, let's cut over to Zach so that he can tell you what's going on today.
Well, guys, we are rolling on irrigated corn. We're taking some high moisture corn for the feedlot. So this stuff's, it's right around 24, 26%. So far, still getting used to the combine, but man, this thing is an animal. We are only running an 18 row head. We do have plans in the future to hopefully go to a 24 row, 20-inch head. But so far, we couldn't get one this year. This was all we could get. So we're still running an 18 row, which you guys have seen in some of the past videos. But this corn's doing anywhere from 210 to 250. It kind of ranges. I'm running 6.2, and actually this combine isn't calibrated for these tires because it has new tires on it. According to our tractors, which we know are right, I'm actually going like 6.5. I mean, you can see right there, I'm doing 6,000 bushel an hour, which I'm averaging 5,200, 5,500 with turning, which in corn like this, that is really, really good, especially for how fast I'm having to run this header. That's eating a lot of horsepower. And I will say, I have yet to push the combine. I've yet to really pull it into the yellow or pull it down. Blake's been looking behind the combine every couple passes, and I mean, there's nothing. There's literally nothing to find. No kernels to speak of, no header loss, no loss from the combine. Actually, there's some 250, 260 corn. And this is all calibrated. It's got active yield, so it's been calibrated. We've been doing the math on our acres, and it's pretty close. Pretty impressed so far. Definitely wish we had a little bigger header. I really don't care running this fast, but going down to one machine, we've just got to push it a little more. But yeah, really fun so far. Been a good time. Taking a little getting used to. Took a little bit of setting up, but I will say, I pretty much set it. I think the only thing I've done is open my concaves a little bit, but pretty much from the factory settings, other than we do run our bottom sieve all the way open. I know Deere doesn't recommend that, but that's what we do. Other than that, I have yet to touch this thing settings-wise, and I mean, my bin looks really good. Of course, the window's always the dirtiest part of the sample, but for 26%, 25% corn, this is 31% right through here. This thing's doing fantastic so far. See if I can get you some unloading action. This is our first time ever picking high moisture corn. We don't generally do any high moisture corn, but there's a pretty good chance of rain this weekend. And this field does have quite a few low areas in it. So we're just trying to get this field taken off before, if it does rain, at least we won't have to worry about the low areas picking up water. Over here on this farm, this place actually holds water really well. So if it gets wet, it stays wet for a while. Yeah, so far this thing is an animal. I'll know a lot more on how it compares to our 780s once we get out of wet corn. Yeah, oh, I know for sure we're burning less fuel. I have already seen that. We're doing about a gallon an acre, which on our 780s, we usually average 1.2 or so. It's a nice ballpark average. And so far in this field, I'm averaging right at 1.0, which is pretty impressive because, I mean, we're pushing it, that's for sure. I don't know if you can see that. There we're actually in the yellow, dumping on the go. 25% corn. 240, 230 corn.
So, there's some Milo behind me. I've been driving for a while now. It's my third, I guess, official day of grain carting, and we're on the other side of the farm. It's about a 30-minute drive from where our house is. And we're cutting this field, and it's something that I've never seen or heard before, and it's a wet field. And it's really weird walking around out here because it smells like fresh cut grass and corn. But everything is going smooth. I already dumped on the truck a few times, and my worst fear is always the little baby trucks, because when you get super full, I mean, that thing is huge. I can't dump every single kernel of corn on the smaller trucks, so I always have to shut my gate early, and I don't know why I make that a bigger deal than it is. but I do, just because my biggest fear is just spilling corn everywhere. But yeah, I just dumped on the truck, and now I don't need anybody telling me, you know, standing there telling me how to do it. But this is tricky because we're gonna cut this circle today, and I think it's so neat in the combine. It shows on the screen, because they set their boundary line. He was just explaining that to me on the phone. It will tell you, the old ones did that too, but I always think it's really cool. It tells you how much longer you have until the whole field is done. So it said we had like 3.5 hours or something like that. Again, we're gonna stop with this field, and then we gotta wait for everything else, because this was kind of a special case. So now I'm gonna halfway forget everything again and take a couple-day break, and then it's on. So harvest is officially here, but it's not a constant thing right now. We actually have the boss out here. We have Blake out here running grain cart with me today. So we're a pretty good team. I'd say that combine is a beast. So we have to stay farther away from it because the auger is so long. Here, let me show you. That auger is ridiculous compared to the other one. And that spout moves like freely. It's crazy. It kind of moves like our spout, but even better. But yeah, there's the boss. And there's Zach. And now we're going to go over to the other side of the field. Over there. But yeah, he said turning that thing around close to the headlands is kind of hard because it's so big and clunky and just huge. But he says it's a beast. I'm noticing that we're going a lot faster than usual. So that thing is eating that corn up. Look at that, there he is. He's waving. There he is, breaking a new land right there. And I'm just stalking his whole life. I'm just following him around and waiting for him to tell me what to do. Unfortunately, Zach doesn't have a radio, but at least Blake and I can talk. Yeah, it works out good. Close to the end, and there's the last pass here, and then we have a little tiny bit of the end of the circle over there. There's Blake waiting. Tell why this might give me anxiety. My auto steer just shut off and Zach's getting close. Okay. Together again.
We didn't even fight or nothing.
No, we didn't fight. I got frustrated a couple times. There was a time I didn't know this was a thing, but apparently the radios pick up other people. Actually, I did kind of know that was a thing, but I didn't know it would happen to me. And we were, it sounded like Blake got on the radio and told me to go get Zach across the field. And I was like, okay, sure thing, you know, got on the radio, responded.
And this whole time, we haven't got a radio in the combine yet, and I was in the combine. And I just hear her on the radio through the phone because I was talking to Blake. Okay. I heard her go, sounds good.
And we're the only three people.
And Blake's on the phone with me and he goes, I don't know why she just said sounds good. I didn't say anything. And he was like, oh well.
And I just start hauling butt.
Yeah, Blake's like coming to dump me, and she just passes him in the other grain cart and comes to dump me. And so I'm like, call her, and I'm like, are you like coming to steal Blake's corn, or like what's going on?
And I was like, I heard his voice, and I thought they were messing with me. He's like, no, he never said that. And I was like, then what am I hearing? It's like, well, it might be another person. I was like, sure. Yeah. It really was.
Yeah, it really was.
But yeah, so that was kind of that was the only little funny thing that happened. I'm getting the hang of, like, now I'm in the groove of stuff and I have my little habits and I'm like good to go. And now we're gonna take a couple-day break and I'm gonna lose it all again, like I did that first day. But it was a good day. It was pretty good. And for what, you know, for what they were doing with it, it stayed the same wetness the entire time, which was really good.
Yep.
Because yeah, that would have sucked if it got too dry and the feedlot said no more. Because you explained that already, right?
A little bit, yeah. They want it between 24 and 32%. We were right there around that 23, 24 mark pretty much the whole time. We got it out of there in time. But we would have started a little earlier, but we really weren't planning on doing any high moisture corn. I think I said it in my video.
Yeah, that wasn't a plan.
It just kind of happened last minute, and there's a chance of rain this weekend, and a feedlot needed some wet corn, so we decided to just knock this one circle out. Blake decided, but
so yeah.
yeah, so it kind of just came together. We went and tried it. We were either hoping to take it maybe just a tick wet to the elevator and let it have them dry it down, or then it all worked out.
Lake Griswold.
Oh, he's calling.
Yep.
A rain update. Wasn't supposed to hit us, but we're getting a little tail end of it, which is kind of nice. But I guess the joke in the farm world is that around harvest time is when it starts storming and getting everything wet, which is very accurate because the side of the farm that we're supposed to be cutting is getting poured on right now. So I guess that's just a stereotype in the farm world. Yeah, we're getting a decent little sprinkle here. Not really going to get out of there much because there's lots of lightning striking everywhere, but Riley, come here. Come on. Poor kitties. I didn't think it was going to rain, so I haven't put them in the barn yet, so they're all just kind of hunkering down over here. Guys, what is happening right now? This was supposed to miss us. Look at that. This is getting shocked right now. Oh my god, those raindrops hurt. I'm not used to that. Actually, let me just in the house. This is my front yard in Kansas right now. It floods every time it rains, which is not very often. Guys, sometimes I really think this rain happens because I talk crap and say I don't have faith in the weather forecast anymore. And this was just the beginning of a couple days streak of rain. I know, it doesn't sound like much, but to us, 2.5 inches is a ton. A couple of neighboring towns got like 5 inches in one night. Either way, the stereotype is true. It rains when it doesn't need to, and it doesn't rain when it needs to. You guys seriously will not believe the luck that they had deciding last minute to pick that field for the feedlot. Picking wet corn was a decision that they had never done on this farm before, and thank God they did, because guess what happened? While we got our 2.5 inches over on that other side of the farm, this is what they got. These are not photos from winter. These photos are right across the road from where we just were, a day later. Before I decided to move out here and change my whole trajectory of life, I lived in the city and I didn't care about the weather, but here, it is a whole different story. It goes to show that yet again, farming is literally gambling. All that Milo that looked decent in the corners, yeah, that's gone. The neighbor's corn, it's gone. It always makes me so upset for them, but farmers, they just are ready for this kind of stuff all the time, and it doesn't faze them as bad as it should emotionally, I guess. I say bad as it should because I'm on my emotional scale and I'm very emotionally unstable. But anyway, of course, we're gonna have a couple day break for everything to dry up, and then we're going to go try for some more circles, and it's just kind of go as you go with the flow. So I don't really have a plan for you guys, but I'm definitely taking you guys along with me. I wanted to say thank you to the people who showed up in my live last night. I had so much fun. I am so excited to take you guys live on the tractor. It's going to be so cool. Speaking of lives, would you guys like frequent live streams? I mean, I don't know. A lot of people say they don't really watch YouTube live streams, but it might be kind of fun. I get a lot of random questions from you guys, and might be fun to just kind of hang out with y'all and answer them all. In the next video, we'll just go over sprinkler stuff, more harvest content. Of course, leave your questions, comments, concerns in the comments if you want. I love you guys. You don't have to support me the way you do, but you do it anyway. I will see you guys in the next one. If harvest is starting for you guys, let me know in the comments. I always like to hear what you guys are cutting or picking or whatever. All right, I'm gonna shut up now. Also, thank you for 47K. Love y'all. Okay, bye.